Let's talk about two very similar sounding words in German, die Stimme und die Stimmung. Both words are derived from Old Greek stoma, meaning mouth, but in modern German, die Stimme means the voice, either a human voice, or it can also be used to refer to the call of an animal, like die Vogelstimme, meaning the bird call. Confusingly, die Stimme can also mean the vote. But perhaps that's not as confusing as it seems at first glance. Even in English, we can use the word voice in a literal manner to describe the sound someone makes when speaking, or in a figurative manner, for example, to talk about the voice, meaning the will of the people. Let's look at an example scene from the movie Dune, Part 1. Baron, the last of our ships have left Arrakis. It's done. Very good. Uncle, how can we let this happen? How can the Emperor take everything we've built and give it to that Duke? How? When is a gift not a gift? The Atreides' voice is rising, and the Emperor is a jealous man. A dangerous, jealous man. In both languages, the word voice or Stimme is being used figuratively here, not to refer to a literal voice, but rather to refer to the growing political influence of House Atreides, or Atreides in the German version. In English, the collective will of the people can be referred to as the voice of the people, so it's really not that much of a stretch to see how the same word, Stimme, could be used to refer to voting in German, since that is a figurative expression of your voice, making your voice heard by voting, so to speak. The verb stimmen in German is also related. Originally, this verb referred to the tuning of a musical instrument to adjust its voice in a manner of speaking. When an instrument was properly tuned, it was referred to as gestimmt. There's a related adjective in modern German, stimmig, which means coherent, consistent, or harmonious. And if you've ever heard a German person agree with someone, then you're probably familiar with the very common German expression, ja, das stimmt, meaning yes, I agree with that. But in a more literal sense, you could take that as meaning something like, yes, we are speaking with the same voice. But now let's look at a completely unrelated scene from the same film, this time in German, and see if you can spot a related word here. Die langsame Klinge durchbohrt den Schild. Ich bin heute nicht in der Stimmung. Stimmung? Was hat die Stimmung damit zu tun? Du kämpfst, wenn es nötig ist, ganz gleich, ob du in der Stimmung bist. Jetzt kämpfe! In English, Paul says he's not in the mood, but the German translation uses the word Stimmung. But if Stimmung comes from die Stimme, meaning the voice, then how does it mean mood when that seems entirely unrelated at first glance? Let's go back to stimmen, which can mean to tune a musical instrument. We've seen how a properly tuned instrument can be referred to in German as gestimmt, which gives rise to a more abstract usage of it in modern German like ja, das stimmt. There's an abstract word in English which might be illuminating here, and that word is attunement, which refers to something that has been brought into harmony. This again can be either literal in the case of musical instruments or figurative. We can talk about emotional attunement, or how two groups of people can be brought into attunement through diplomacy. In Germany in the 1800s or so, the medical community started using the word Stimmung not to refer to musical instruments, but rather to refer to people, as in phrases like Stimmung des Gemüts, or attunement of the mind. From there, the abstract noun Stimmung came to be used to refer to mood, or the atmosphere in a room, not literally of course, but more in the sense of how things feel in a given situation. So in modern German, you can say things like, Ich bin nicht in der Stimmung dafür. The most direct translation into English is, I'm not in the mood for that, as we just saw with Paul Atreides. But after briefly looking at the history of this word, we could appreciate its meaning as something more like, my inner voice is not in attunement with that, which is oddly beautiful in a way. That's all for today. Stay tuned for a brand new season of Lernen und Fahren coming as soon as I can source some replacement tires for my motorcycle. Yes, we will be back on the road with brand new episodes soon-ish.